Chapter 1210. As everyone was still in a daze, the spiritual energy lines had already filled up the whole of Millennium Island. With a loud noise, the whole island was surrounded by a white light. The entire island had been confined into a massive domain. Eileen looked at Wilbur anxiously. Wilbur descended and stood next to Eileen. Eileen looked at the massive domain and said with worry, "I'm afraid we have misjudged the situation. The whole island was set up as a massive formation by him. I think something bad is going to happen. Ferris is the devotee of an evil god. This whole island is probably an altar that he had built a long time ago," Wilbur said with a frown. Eileen said in surprise, "Altar? Didn't you hear what Ferris said? He needs my spiritual energy on top of the lives of everyone here to open the gate of the end. This is a sacrificial offering," Wilbur said slowly. Eileen said loudly, "Then what do we do? The whole island has already been sealed off. We'll have to face this head on," Wilbur said. Eileen said with worry, "That king of the end. I don't know what it is, but from the looks of this formation, it's probably a powerful existence. Anything that can be called divinity will be powerful. Ferris, that old fox. He hid it all too well," Eileen said through clenched teeth. Wilbur said, "He's a believer of an evil god. He has a certain amount of divinity. If he doesn't use it, normally, you wouldn't be able to tell." Eileen frowned, and her blades ignited with spiritual energy. Her power was not even enough to shake Ferris' defenses. At that moment, Wilbur's blade lit up with spiritual energy as well. After that, he slashed right down on Ferris. A wave of violent sword energy shot out toward Ferris. With a massive explosion, the slash hit Ferris' barrier and the spiritual energy shattered, flowing everywhere. However, the attack only managed to slightly shake Ferris' barrier, unable to break through it. Eileen's expression soured even more. Even Wilbur could not break through the defense. It was too terrifying. Just then, Ferris laughed and said, "Do you think you're worthy of touching the power of the King of the End gave me? What a joke." At the same time, the skies started to change. Large amount of gray clouds started to appear and condense, forming a massive gray vortex that slowly spun in the air. That gray vortex seemed like the eye of a giant, looking right at Millennium Island and filling everyone's hearts with fear. Everyone started to panic and rush toward Wilbur, feeling unsafe. Ferris had already turned into a horrifying existence, and no one dared to be close to it. Even Brom walked over and stood next to Wilbur as he looked at Ferris and said, "This has nothing to do with me." "I know. What do we do now?" "We'll stop him by keeping still," Wilbur said calmly. Brom looked at Wilbur, feeling curious about his confidence. At the same time, with a loud shout from Ferris, the gray clouds in the air started to move even quicker.